Welcome everybody to the very first Cornfries podcast. I'm your host Nickyfries, joined alongside my co-host Steveozilcho.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi Steve.
Hey, what's up? How's Nicky doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, other than the weather, great.
Dude, you got pounded with snow, right?
We're still getting pounded as we speak.
Oh my gosh. Can you say that again? You're still getting what?
I'm getting pounded.
Pounded. Dude, you sent me a picture. Maybe we could post it up on the video.
Oh, maybe this one too?
Yeah, send me a couple pictures of that. Dude, that's a brutal storm. Is that like average for you guys?
The last couple years, it's been very mild. But I think it's just 2020 being like, listen here, I'm not done with you guys yet. We're supposed to get about a foot of snow tonight. And as of right now, I can already see at least 6 inches. And I'm not just talking about in the bedroom. So yeah, it's not fun. I mean, how much snow do you guys usually get?
I mean, it really depends. New York's inconsistent. We haven't got hit like hard in like a year. We got about 7 inches a couple weeks ago, but nothing serious, nothing major. But we got our fair share.
I mean, if you Google average size, I mean, I don't think it's that big, but you can go with that.
So I asked Steve to send me some pictures of the snow, and what does he send me? He sends me a meme of like Ron Jeremy dressed up as Super Mario. I'm like, come on, dude. This is Steve. This is Steve for you. So anyway, why is it called Cornfries? People might be thinking.
Here we go.
A lot of people could probably put it together because I'm Nickyfries, so that's where the fries part comes from. But the corn is actually from Steve. So Steve's from Iowa, and if you don't know,
cornfield.
Yeah, Iowa's they don't have anything in Iowa, bro. Iowa's trash. No offense to Iowa, but they have corn.
Hey,
that's it.
They do have the Field of Dreams here, which I could probably drive there in about an hour.
And what's the Field of Dreams? What's the Field of Dreams?
You've never seen the movie?
It's corn. It's corn. That's what I'm saying. All you have is corn.
Don't argue.
You said you go. Oh well, we have the Field of Dreams. That's literally corn.
Before like Waterworld.
I love that movie, but that's all you have.
So
that's all you have. You just have the corn. So we thought it would be interesting to have a perspective from like both sides, where Steve grew up in suburban Iowa with pretty much how big's your town? Like how many people live in your town?
If I'm standing at the tippy top of like the northern part of town, I could probably, if it was like a hill, I could see the other side. Like there's not many people. I could actually probably Google that really quick. How many are in my town that I live in?
Yeah. Well, it's probably nowhere close to mine. There's 10 million people that live in my town of New York City, and then Steve lives in, bumfuck Iowa, so.
Well, here's the deal. The name of the town I live in is called Lost Nation.
No, it's not.
I swear to Lord, my God.
You're about to get doxxed for that. No, I hope not. I hope you don't get doxxed.
I'm looking up the population in 2018. There was 408.
408 people. That's nuts.
And that would be just in this like. Oh wait, hold on.
That's literally 2 blocks of like where I live of people.
That doesn't make any sense. Apparently, or this is just based on the census. So I mean, maybe people just weren't doing their job. I don't know.
Census is a rough estimate, so it's probably about that. So you know everyone in your town?
No. I knew like there's a really good place to eat here in town that actually is like a block away that we'll go. It's like a bar and grill almost place.
Yeah.
And they got some pretty decent food.
But like when you go around, do you tell people that you're like, yeah, I'm from Lost Nation?
Yeah, they're like, where is that? Oh, only lost people can find it.
Dude, I bet you're so tired of that joke.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I mean, there's been times where I've been at work and it's like, oh, I know where that is.
I can only imagine where like you travel somewhere and you tell someone you're from Lost Nation and people are like, okay, buddy, like whatever you say.
No way.
I believe you for saying that, but like, it just seems like realistic from knowing you. But if you said that to a random person, like, hey, like I'm from Saskatchewan, where you're from, you're like, I'm from Lost Nation. I'm like, what
It's
the
like
hell is that?
Nicky. It's from like Little Nicky, where he's like, I'm from the deep south.
Oh yeah, where you're from? The deep south.
Deep south.
I don't know why it's
He
so
put that on
funny.
Netflix too. I need to watch that.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the Adam Sandler stuff's on Netflix. So
I think
anyway,
he's like signed a partnership with him or something. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, he has the deal and with his studio and everything. I think it's like Happy Madison or whatever.
Yeah, which yeah.
Yeah, but we
Whatever.
thought it would be interesting to have this podcast because not only are we from different parts of the world, but we also live two very different lives. I guess that's a fair assessment, Steve, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty small town for the most part.
But not just that. Like, I mean, you're
And not
married.
just because I live there.
You're married. You have a kid.
Yeah,
Um,
I do.
I have hair. You kind of have hair.
Listen. I'm slightly thinning out in the front. Okay, it happens. I get so much crap no matter where I go. It's depressing. Okay.
I mean, you could always wear a hat or get a
I
transplant
don't
or wear a
hat.
wig.
The thing is, I love having hats.
Yeah.
I like when I have when I go to a concert or something, I will actually like look for the band that I'm there for's like hat just to have it.
I do the same thing. If I go
But
to
I'm, like,
a big
not gonna
concert,
really
I do the
wear
same.
it. I wear it at the concert, but that's about it, and then it just like goes in my closet. But
Well,
yeah,
well, what I do is if I go, so I like to travel, and I like to go see a sporting event, especially if I'm in a town that I've never been in before. So if I go to like a town and there's like a local college, like I'll get that local college's hat.
okay.
For most of the people that watch my streams, you'll see that like there's a line of hats in the background, and that's nowhere near the number of hats I have. It surrounds my entire room, and you'll see like there's like San Diego State, you'll see like Utah Jazz, Minnesota Timberwolves, Charlotte Hornets. So you'll get some like you'll get some like really obscure hats. You're gonna have to send me like an Iowa hat or something, Steve.
Iowa Hawkeyes or what was it? Iowa State.
Yeah, I like the Hawkeyes more.
Yeah, I was
Iowa
gonna say
Hawkeyes.
we actually are gonna have to be going there here pretty soon. Not to like the stadium, but the stadium is right next to the hospital. My wife just has to go see a neurologist here pretty soon. But
Oh shit! Way to get really dark on us.
oh well, no, we're good. We're good. It's all good. No, but their stadium is right next to the Children's Hospital, which I don't know if anybody watches college football. I'm actually not much for college football. I'm more of NFL. But there's actually like a segment they do where they actually like the players and all the people in the stands actually wave at the Children's Hospital.
Oh
And
no,
all the,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
It's a fairly new
Which is really
tradition
cool.
too, right?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, they've been doing it the last couple of years. I don't know how long it's been started. My boss at work could tell you because I mean,
I want to
he's
say
a
it's like
Hawkeyes
6
fan.
or 7 years, Steve, because I remember doing I think I did an assignment on it. And they just built like it's a fairly new hospital, right? Or was it a new stadium or something? So it had the
You
view
could get
of the
lost in
stadium.
that area because I was down there a couple years ago and I was like, I don't even know where I'm going.
Yeah, because I remember like there's like a view of the stadium.
Yeah.
And like you could see or right like the people can watch the kids can watch like the practices or the games or something.
Yeah, it's pretty much the hospital kind of towers a little bit over the stadium.
Yeah.
Like the shadow of it. Yeah.
So like the closer you are to death, the higher floor you'll get on for a better view, essentially.
Talk about getting dark. Hey
Oh,
kid, what'd
man.
you get for Christmas? Cancer.
Fuck.
It's like, damn, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my grandmother died of cancer. I'm allowed to joke about it. I'm just kidding. I'm not. Cancer is
man.
nothing to joke about.
Yeah. No, it's not. I was just we get dark here.
I know,
once in a
but
while.
I had to be funny.
Yeah.
I had to be funny.
So a few people might not know who we actually are. We might have some new viewers. I know you told some people that may not know who I am, and I definitely told some people that are like, the guy from Jackass, Stevo?
Yeah, I'm which actually is really funny because there's a lot of people like, oh, well, you don't spell it the same way as like. I actually looked up. My first name is actually Steven with a PH, not V, and that's exactly how Stevo from Jackass spells it. That's how his first name is spelled, just like mine. His name is not actually like Steve; it is Steven, like mine.
Yeah, but I mean, they just call him
Little fact,
Stevo.
huh?
That's his nickname, just like your name's
Yeah, it's-
Steveozilcho.
yeah. I actually
Yeah.
have I have my nickname Stevo tattooed on my forearm.
Do you?
Which, yeah, I do. It actually
I
says
didn't know that.
Stevo on my forum. Well, yeah, you can't see it because it's face down on my desk when I'm streaming.
Are you gonna get Baby Allen tattooed on you?
I thought about getting like, um, we were Heather and I were talking about stuff like that. I know she actually just recently had a dog
Oh
of hers
wait,
that got
just
passed away.
I'm
What?
sorry
What?
for the record. Like Heather is your wife for the listeners at
Yes,
home,
Heather's my wife. I'm
and
sorry
Alan's
about that.
the
And then my
baby.
son is Alan. He will actually be one coming up in the next couple weeks.
I know, dude. He's
So
grown up so fast. I remember when all he would do
yeah,
is cry and shit, and now he's like
he
actually
says
crawling
dad
around.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's like my favorite thing is like I can be like in the other room and I just hear dad 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 dad.
Did he say dad or mom first?
Dada.
Oh, that's why Heather's mad at you
He
all the
still
time.
hasn't really worked on mama.
That's why Heather's mad at you all the time. That's
Yeah,
what
she
it
just
is.
beats me with things when I'm not paying attention.
Well,
Just smacks me around.
well, anyway, I think just going back to like who we actually are. For the people that
I'm
don't,
Steve again.
yeah, for the people who don't know who I am, my name's Nick. I go by Nickyfries. On all my socials. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
Do you have
I'm
Facebook?
I mostly started as a YouTuber. I was making YouTube videos, and I decided to get into streaming as well. So I have this community called the Potato Gang. You guys are always welcome to join it. There's a Discord server, everything. We do all kinds of things. It's fun. It's fun, and I'm looking to just like improve on my content. And I thought bringing the perspective of a growing content creator would be great to bring to a podcast. Now, Steve, who are you? You
I'm
random?
Steve. I live in small town Iowa. Okay, but seriously, I go by Steveozilcho. I used to actually be Steveozilcho 1, but I figured I'd be a rebel and drop the 1. Um,
What a badass.
yeah, right. My first like dipping my foot into like social media or anything like that was when I decided to start streaming on Twitch, and when I decided to do that, it was like back like 2000. It was last year. It wasn't this year. It was last year. It was 2019. And I was just like, this is gonna be new. I wish I would have started it sooner though. Um, but I keep everything the same, just like what Nikki says. Everything is Steveozilcho. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. My Twitch, Steveozilcho. YouTube, Steveozilcho. I made it easy for you people. Um, yeah, I mean,
Steve,
streaming is fun. Fun.
Steve likes to do those Instagram car videos where he's like, "Hey
do.
everybody, headed home from work,
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
gonna do this." And I'm at this point, so I do the editing for the videos, and Steve handles the socials. What I'm literally gonna insert here is a video of Steve's Instagram, one of his Instagram videos, and I'm just gonna clown him on it, just so you know.
Hey, all you sexy people that watch these videos, even though half of you probably don't, but I love you anyway. Christmas is over, everybody. I hope everybody got everything they wanted and more. I didn't ask for anything, so that's not an issue. I have my son. He is spoiled. You know how babies get spoiled, you know that. Babies are spoiled from grandparents and grandmas and grandpas and all the good things in life that everybody needs. But I have a video of him unwrapping a present that I'll put on here too. Just got home. We'll be live tonight. Tomorrow we do our first recording for our podcast, Cornfries.
So that part's gonna be edited out.
Funny. I like big. It's the only time, as I told somebody else before, it's a lot of the time. It's the only time I'm alone, for the most part. I mean, my most of the time when I'm making those videos, Alan is in the back seat and he's sleeping on the way home. When I get home, he is active and I have to like feed him and change him when I get home. So then he's awake. He wants his cartoons. He wants to play with his toys. And then after that's done, Heather's home.
For sure, for sure.
So,
No,
I mean, I don't really
I
have
agree with
any
you, man.
freedom.
I give you shit, but I enjoy your
No,
videos.
it's the only way. Even Zeno said, it's the only way. Even Zeno said, which Zeno is a pretty cool guy. He's like, I love watching your videos.
Damn, your
Just
your name
in your
dropping
car.
in the very first
I'm
episode.
sorry.
All right. I see
I'm
how it
sorry.
is.
I'm sorry, but I like the guy. I like the guy. You like the guy. We
I like
the
him
guy.
too. I actually messaged him. I messaged him and Seaweed about possibly coming on the podcast as a duo. But we'll talk. We'll talk about them another time. Because
Yeah,
this first episode, we're trying to kind of keep it about us before we expand the Cornfries universe in a sense.
I like corn. I like fries.
Did you say sorry?
I think it should be a snack.
Are you sorry?
I think I'm sorry. Like I'm just here. Okay, just stop yelling at me.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. But by the way, Steve and I are pretty big Packers fans. The Giants are my team, but the Packers are definitely like my number 2 team. I have like the ownership.
Tattoo on my arm.
Yeah. So this has been a good week, man. You know, we in a nice spot for the playoffs. Probably gonna get the first round bye. All we gotta do is take on the Bears.
Which realistically, I hate to ruin your New Year, Chicago. I don't think they're gonna let you win.
Yeah, if Chicago wins, they're in the playoffs too, so that'd be interesting.
I mean, yeah. Well, and Arizona has to lose. I think.
No. Chicago has the tiebreaker. They as they say control their own destiny. But Chicago had a weird season. They started off really good, Chicago and then they got really bad, and then they're really good again. But that's the NFL. That's the NFL schedule. You play a bunch of bad teams to start the year, or teams working out the kinks, and then you might come across a few, or vice versa, where you might play a bunch of good teams to start the year, and then you finish up with some bad teams.
I mean, look at the Patriots. This is the first year they've been out of the playoffs since what, 2008 they said?
Yeah, but I mean you can't blame that on they have no cap room.
Nope.
They have so many injuries. A lot of guys opted out because of COVID. I honestly like, as much as I hate the Patriots, I'm not even like haha, like you didn't make it. I really feel, I don't feel bad, but I'm just like you can't blame Belichick or anyone for that. So but it's a good week.
Team that I sweep under the carpet now.
It's a good week for Packers fans. I mean, and we're going to go into the new year. Nice, probably 1 seed or 2 seed into the playoffs. Most likely a 1 seed, though. I will say, most likely a 1 seed.
Yeah, because I think the scenario is if Seattle wins, no matter what, if the Packers win, they're number 1. But if the Packers lose and Seattle wins, Seattle will get the first seed.
Oh, dude, yeah. Let's not even get into the ifs, ands, or buts. And
there's
it's a whole
scenarios for the top seed. There's literally only 3.
But you got to remember, a lot of teams bench everybody. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Rodgers plays just the first quarter this week or the first half.
It depends on how close they are to winning. I feel as good as he's playing this season, he has to. He's up for a.
That's what I'm saying. I was just gonna bring that up. Rodgers, he might play because he wants to secure that MVP bag real quick.
Yeah, he's also got against the Bears. He's got certain amount of touchdowns that he will have if he plays.
Oh, he's got a contract incentive?
No, not that. It was a record he was gonna break if he. It was a certain amount of. I think he was gonna get 40 touchdowns against the Bears or something.
Yeah. I mean, he said he's not into records, but he's obviously aware of them. He's got 44 touchdown passes on the year, and he's got 3 rushing touchdowns, so 47 touchdowns. So he's probably trying to touch that 50 mark by the end of the year. Yeah. But anyway,
I saw it. I don't know what it was.
I got an interesting thing for you, Steve. Interesting thing I want to talk about. The other night, I got into one of those YouTube dark holes of videos of conspiracy theories and videos.
And going. Yeah.
And I kid you not, there is something here that completely changed my opinion about something I never thought would change.
Okay, and what's that?
O.J. Simpson is actually innocent.
I mean, I like orange juice.
Yo. No, but
I prefer apple though.
For real, dude, O.J. Simpson, I don't think he did it. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
People were like,
about, like with his wife and everything.
yeah, his ex-wife and everything. You know the whole story, right? So
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, I vaguely know about it, but I know of it. Yeah, like I
trial
mean,
of the
I didn't
century.
look into it.
Oh, dude, there's a great TV show. What is it? The People versus O.J. Simpson. They really broke it down pretty much, like with all the evidence and facts. They even made like they casted actors who look like them. It's great. Like I would recommend that. Um, but anyway,
Yeah, where's it at? Where can you watch it?
I think it was an FX show, so it might be on Hulu because
Gotcha.
Hulu owns FX. Look, we're promoting other shows on our first episode.
I know,
mean, look
but
at
I
this.
want to know.
But I gotta tell you why. And I gotta tell the people why I think O.J. Simpson's innocent. And everyone's like, get the hell out of here. But let me tell you, O.J. Simpson, with the murders of, so he murdered Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. So Ron Goldman, they determined that he struggled, like there was a struggle before he died, which means like he fought back. Besides a small cut on his knuckle, OJ was stripped naked by the LAPD and they found no bruising on his body. Ron Goldman was a third-degree black belt. He had defensive wounds on his hands and multiple bruising on his hands and arms from striking someone. And at this time, it is recorded that OJ was going to doctors because of the wear and tear from his NFL career was starting to take its toll. So he was bruised up, not bruised up, he was beat up, his legs were worn out, like, but he had no actual bruising or anything like that. So first off, do you think he's gonna win in a fight against a third-degree black belt when he's worn out
that doesn't make
man?
Sense. Yeah.
So and without any bruises whatsoever, like there was no sign that OJ got into a fight. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. Now this is why I think he didn't do it, and this is who I think did do it. His son, Jason Simpson. That's OJ's son. He had a record before the murders, and this was his record. He had he almost killed his ex-girlfriend with a knife, which was also used in the murders. Not the same knife, but he has a record with knives now. He assaulted another girlfriend. He assaulted another girlfriend and came after his boss with a kitchen knife. He was trained in hand-to-hand combat as well as field knife training while attending the Army and Navy Academy. So not only has he used a knife and attempted to kill people in the past, but that seems to be his go-to weapon, and he has training with it from his past military experience. It is also on record that O.J. Simpson was squeamish around blood, and if anyone knows anything about the O.J. murders, the crime scene was so bloody. Like, it was disgustingly bloody. So if he's squeamish around blood, that probably wouldn't be the best scenario for OJ. Now here's where it gets even more interesting.
I think I know where it's going.
His son Jason was off his antipsychotic meds at the time. So he'd been diagnosed with intermittent rage syndrome, or intermittent rage disorder, which is commonly known as Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. He had been known to black out, hear voices, and just go crazy at any time. He had been committed to the hospital several times and was given medication to keep it under control, but had to stop taking it months before the murders. He stopped taking it. Months before the murders. As in, like, the medication was wearing off and he was returning to his ways. And I don't know if you ever experienced anyone that might be, like, bipolar or anything, but when they're off their meds, you can kind of see they're starting to come back a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When you get prescribed some of that medicine, the doctor will say, you need to keep this in your system just a little bit. Like, if you miss a day, they're like, you need to not miss.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to keep it in your system. It's something you need to, like...
And he was off of it for months, and it was something that he was admitted to a hospital for. So it had to be, obviously, like, very serious. Especially when you look at the past record and all the other things that he experienced and dealt with. I'm not saying there's an excuse or anything like that, but he's obviously someone that struggled with mental illness. So then, now, moreover, at the scene, the cops found a knit cap with hairs from a black male and a dog. OJ didn't have a dog and didn't wear knit hats, but you know who did? His son Jason had a dog, and he was known to wear the knit hats often. DNA was found under Nicole's fingernails that didn't match OJ's, but they were never tested against Jason's DNA. In a storage locker, a knife owned by Jason fit the knife that was used at the scene. The knife that the cops thought OJ used did not fit any of the wound patterns. The LAPD found 15 unknown fingerprints at the scene and none matched OJ. They never compared them to Jason Simpson's known fingerprints. Once the LAPD locked in on OJ, they potentially missed opportunities to find the real killer. He had no alibi that night or during the time of the killings. His time card from his employment place was handwritten, even though they had an automatic machine there that was working. He was upset that Nicole didn't come to his restaurant the day of the murder, and by all accounts, he had a love-hate relationship with his stepmother. And the last thing is, OJ hired a criminal defense lawyer for Jason 4 days after the murder, when OJ at the time was the only subject. That's like the whole thing right there, but I mean, that's like, holy crap, that's like cut and dry, you know?
Well, when you started saying his son, immediately I was thinking is like, oh, he's like maybe trying to like cover for his son because he knew that his son would maybe go back to jail or whatever, you know? I was thinking maybe because he's like, oh, since it technically isn't going to come up on me, they're not even going to think of him.
And it's not only that, like, I mean, OJ, it was admitted that he still had feelings for his ex-wife. Maybe not like maybe he didn't love her, but like he had feelings for her. Like, could you imagine you lost your ex-wife that you may have had feelings for, and then you're going to lose your son too to prison?
Yeah.
Like, and I wanted to ask you this because you have a son now, you have a kid, and
oh yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but like, do you have that feeling like you would do anything for your child?
Oh, 100%. We've had this. Okay. So we've had this discussion, and this was just a joke scenario, but it was actually at the end it like had some truth, and it was like, if there was a gun to your son or your wife, it was like, you know, a gun, you know which one's gonna get pulled. You know what I mean? It's like. My wife is gone at that point because my son is. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to be like that, but it's like,
and
my son.
And you know what's crazy? This is coming from the guy who didn't have kids. I would say the gun would go out at my kid. I would feel terrible about it.
Really?
But my thinking of it is like, well, I have a wife. Like, I can just make another one. Like, even though that's fucked up the way it sounds, and obviously nothing can ever replace the loss of that child. Like, I can still have that feeling of having a kid and having a kid with someone I love.
That's why. If you I think it has to do with like once you have the child, there's something that just like activates in your activates in you.
That's what people were telling me, that there's like an intangible thing that happens when you have a kid, when you first look into your kid's eyes for the first time, and you just see like this pureness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 100% like that. I mean, before I was a father, it's crazy. It's completely crazy. Like it was the last thing I even thought of was having a child or anything or any concerns. We talked about not even having any, and then she became pregnant, and I'm like, I will say the day that she told me, I had the biggest panic attack. I was like, I'm going back to bed.
He goes, baby, I'm pregnant.
We found out.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, I was like, I literally, like, she showed me that. I was like, I'm going back to bed.
Oh my
goodness. But like after I started like thinking about it, I was like, this is gonna be pretty cool. And then like, I was even okay if we would have had a girl, but we had a boy. We were actually going to name, if it was gonna be a girl, we were actually gonna name her Savannah, because we actually. At that time, we were actually meeting with a buddy of mine, and they lived in Savannah, Georgia. And it had to have been like a week or to us going down there. But she was apparently pregnant while we were down there, and we had no clue.
Wow.
And there was a night where she drank, but as I said, we had no clue.
Alan's gonna watch this.
Literally too early anyway.
Alan's gonna watch this in like 15 years, and he's gonna be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, but we didn't know. We did honestly. Heather didn't know until I think it was a month and a half to 2 months. We'll figure May to mid-July. That's when we found out.
What happened? She got like a blood test, and like
No, she had been late,
Okay.
and she was like, okay, I haven't had one in I don't know how long. So she was like, I was like, okay, so you need to get like a pregnancy test or something, and so she went and bought two of them, and they both came out positive, and I'm like, I'm going to bed.
Good old Steve. What
I'm
a
going to
reassuring
bed.
husband.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to bed.
But I like Savannah. That's a beautiful name actually.
Yeah, I've only been there once, and it was actually going to be because Alan is actually named after um I'm not gonna say well the last name it doesn't really matter because it's my last name, but Alan is actually named. Alan's first name is Heather's dad's middle name,
Okay.
and his middle name is Richard. My middle name is Richard, and my grandfather's first name is Richard.
So
And
that's a lot of dick in your family, bro.
that is a lot of dick in the family.
That's a lot
yes.
of dick in your family.
That's a lot of dick in my family. And then Savannah was going to be Savannah Renee. And Savannah Renee was going to be that was because my mom's middle name was Renee.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was kind of I thought Savannah Renee sounded really.
Do you
like,
know the
it
story?
Kind of went off the tongue.
Do you know the story about Savannah, Georgia? I believe.
Dude, it's supposed to be like one of the most haunted places in the United States.
Oh, I mean not that, but I was gonna get into
Oh.
during the Civil War. What was it? General Sherman, I believe, was marching down to Georgia, and he got to Savannah, and they were like anything. Yeah, Sherman's march, and like anything that got in his path was getting burnt to the ground. Like General Sherman was literally coming to the south and destroying everything in his path. Like it was unbelievable. And he got to Savannah, Georgia, and he was like standing at like the top of this hill, and he like a tear came to his eye, and he goes, "This city is so beautiful. Like, do not destroy this city." So they ended up like bringing the city under siege and like for the war and everything, and the city remained untouched.
Jesus.
Yeah, but they were literally like, think about that, like burning down every single city, and then you get to Savannah, Georgia, and you're just like, nah, this
It is a really nice place.
Yeah,
It really is.
that from what I heard,
Like
it's a beautiful city.
It is, yes. Oh my god. Because actually, Savannah is actually where they did the scene from Forrest Gump where he's sitting on the bench.
Really?
Yeah. We were gonna go to it, but it was on the opposite side of the where we were going. Because they have a lot of little like squares in the city, and they're literally just almost garden and greenery and these amazing looking trees. It is beautiful. It is. Just walking, I was like, we went down to it was like River Street, I think it was, where they have all the like
I wouldn't know. So
River Street. I think it's River Street.
Mama,
that's where they
Mama
have all
said,
like the shops and all the eateries and stuff like that, the restaurants and stuff.
Mama
And
said,
it's all like cobblestone.
"Oh yeah,
Cobblestone.
I know exactly like the kind of streets you're talking about."
Yeah, and it's just right down there by the river, and it's really nice down there.
Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
I love that movie.
Dude, it's a great movie. That's one of the best films ever.
Oh, 100%.
Tom Hanks, man, what a treasure. What a treasure.
Oh yeah, I mean, not even yeah, I mean, he did really good as Forrest Gump, but I mean, there's a lot of movies he's actually really good in.
Yeah. So, Steve, now I got another question. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but since we're talking about babies and cities, like is the plan to have more children? You don't have to answer this question. You don't have to answer this question.
Oh no, we've also talked about that, and it's our biggest thing is the house that we live in is not big enough for another child at the moment. I mean, if we 100% knew it was going to be a boy, yeah, we could get bunk beds. Our biggest problem is our house is only a 2-bedroom, and it's just not big enough for another kid. So we actually had talked like
you can get bunk beds for a boy and a girl until they're like 10 or 11.
Yeah, I know, but it's like
yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I like this house so much. I would love to add on it. And there's an empty lot next to us that
what's the
really cool.
What's the like the zoning laws there too? Could you possibly build up on it?
I haven't looked into it. I haven't lived here long enough to like really worry about it, and I didn't really have the money to sit and think about it either. So
I
it's
got
it's
you.
one
I
of those
got you.
things.
Yeah, it's not one of those things you're really thinking about yet.
Yeah, we're not thinking
Uh,
about that yet. We want to get things to.
I have another funny story for you actually. Um, my dad goes to this. He's a patron at this bar. He goes to it. You know, he's there all the time.
Keep
So
talking.
what?
I'll be right back.
What?
Heather needs me in the bedroom. Not like that. She's like, "Come here, quick." So I was like,
All right,
"I
all
have
right. We'll be
stuff to
right
do."
back. We'll be right back.
Yeah, no, I just got back.
That was quick. Jeez,
No, there was
you finished quick,
there
buddy.
was listen here. There was we have a baby monitor, and when he was little, he couldn't reach it. He can reach it now, so he keeps pulling on the cord and like trying to wrap himself in the cord. So Heather wanted me to fix it, and I was like, "Could you just wait
Oh
another
no.
like 20 minutes?" I was like, "You texted me. This is the exact text she sent me. Steven, can you come here quick?"
She calls you Steven?
It's when she says my name, it's like, "Oh, something." She's
Oh yeah.
she
Damn.
doesn't know bad from really bad. She can be like, "Oh, well, blah blah blah," and I can just be like, "That wasn't that bad."
All right, so what I was gonna tell you is
Okay.
there's a bar that my dad goes to. He's a patron at pretty often, and there's
Okay.
this bartender I've known since I was a kid, and she she had a baby recently. Like I want to say the baby is turning 3.
I got one of
Um,
those.
and right before COVID started, literally 2 weeks before they closed the bars down. So it was what was it? I think the last week of February, first week of March in New York. When I saw her, and I pulled her to the side because I don't want to blow up the spot, but I said to her, I said, I don't want to pry, but again, this is someone I've known for years, and our
Mhm.
relationship, like I can ask her these things without offending her or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
But I pulled her aside and I said, I don't want to pry, but you're glowing. I was like, are you pregnant? And she goes, oh, she's Irish, so she goes, I fucking hope not. And I was like, oh, I don't know, you might want to go get tested. I was like, you're literally glowing, and no one else said that to her. I was like, it's not. Don't worry, like it's not a weight issue. I was like, you're literally just glowing. Um, and she goes, oh, I fucking hope not. And she calls my dad like 2 weeks later and they put me onto the call, and all I hear is "fuck you, Nick. Why the fuck did you have to say anything?" All this. She was pregnant again. I knew she was pregnant before she knew she was pregnant. So now she
Nice.
has a 3-year-old daughter and a newborn son. She just had the baby a couple weeks ago. But I
I
always
was gonna
thought
say
I always
yeah.
thought that was hilarious, since we're talking
Yeah,
about
because
babies.
Alan was born in January.
To this day, she's so pissed at me. So next time I see her, I'm gonna probably go up to her and just joke with her again and be like, "Hey, you're glowing. Is this baby number 3?"
As long as you don't tell me I'm glowing and I have a baby, I'd be worried. I
Oh
mean,
my
I'm
goodness.
fat, but damn.
Oh my goodness.
I call Nikki. Well, damn it, Nikki.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna be a rich man.
Have you so you have the Xbox Series X, right?
Yes, I do.
Dude, I got mine for Christmas.
Yeah.
Uh that thing, I was pretty judgy on it at first,
Yeah.
but I must say I streamed Fortnite today.
Yeah.
First off, I got my Fortnite creator code now, so use code Nickyfries in the item shop at the Epic Game Store. Rocket League, Fortnite. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. I don't give a
How do
fuck.
you? What is
Use
that?
code
I
Nickyfries.
seriously don't know what that is. Explain it to me.
A creator code.
Yeah. What is that? I don't know what that is.
So, when you buy something in the item shop, what
Okay.
happens is, you can put a code, like a supported creator code. So it's almost like you're saying, oh, this person's like I watch this person, I follow them. So it's like a
Okay.
promo code almost, but you don't get anything from it. The creator gets something from it. So it's just a way to
Gotcha.
it's kind of like a nod to a content creator that you like. So everyone almost, you have to qualify. So you have to have, I believe it's 1,000 followers on a social platform, and you qualify.
Okay.
Um. So what happened?
So let's say I go on Rocket League and I type in Nikki Fries.
Yes. So if you buy a skin, let's say you bought like a $5 skin. Um. eventually I will hit a certain amount of points. I believe it's $100 threshold. So for every time someone spends $100 worth of stuff, so it's not like one person, it's a total of everybody. If everybody spends $100, I get $5. I believe that's how it works. Okay. So like for big content creators, so people use code Ninja, for example, for Fortnite. You can only imagine how much money Ninja's getting from his creator code. Yes. So it's a way for creators to make people get on the games. It's a pretty good marketing strategy. It gets people to play the game more, and it inspires the creators to attract people to the game because there's an incentive for them as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's all that is. But anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I've always heard it, but I never actually looked into it, so I didn't know what it was.
I only played 2 games on the Series X until today. So I played Minecraft, which looked better. I was getting better frames. It looked nicer. There was a little bit better.
Minecraft. What about?
Yeah, there was a little bit better shadow mapping, but it wasn't like a significant change. I hopped on Madden. Madden, it's the same. That's EA Sports, though. That's how it is. Yeah. But then I hopped on Fortnite today, and everyone on stream was watching my reaction live. Holy crap, that is in a totally different game on the Series X.
It does look a lot better.
Dude, it looks like we're playing like Fortnite 2. It's like a totally different game.
Yeah. I got the Halo skin, the Master Chief skin, and if you have the Series X, you get a black Master Chief instead of like the normal
gray one.
Army green.
The green.
So I was they had like an event going on. I think it's still going on. It's like the Snowtime events or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's almost like Among Us, I think it is. All the people in the chat were just like, "Oh, we should just vote this guy off so he can give us a Series X." And I'm like, I can't enjoy my Master Chief skin. It's like everybody just wanted me voted off because I had the Series X. It's like, make sure you get a Series X.
Oh yeah, so that's another thing with the creators. Because now I have a creator code, I can run custom games in Fortnite. Someone was telling me today, so I can run like private like battle royales. So let's say I want to do like a charity event or something like that, or a giveaway. I can literally have like 100 of people involved in my community come play one game and drop in, and
cool.
So that's interesting. But anyway, running Fortnite on the Series X, it's phenomenal. The shadow mapping, the tracing, all that, like. You spawn in, dude, and right, like you see the whole map, like to every detail. Yeah. Like you can see like a plant in like the middle of holly hedges from like the battle bus.
It looks really good.
Yeah, like there's no rendering in, like when you're dropping, you see everything already. There's no like, oh well, like you know where the house is, so it's gonna pop up like when you get close to it. No, it's already there. So it's phenomenal, man.
That just made me think of like the first time I played PUBG.
Oh, dude, PUBG.
Have you played PUBG?
That's what I gotta do. Yeah, we gotta play PUBG on the Series X. I gotta see what that looks like.
Because I remember the first time I played it, and there'd be times where you're down on the ground, and the house is still rendering, and you're still trying to loot, and nothing is appearing, and you're just like walking over stuff that you can't see because it's taking so long to render. I haven't played that game in probably 2 years.
What's the name of the what was it? The Xbox One S? What was like the Xbox One on steroids? What was that called? The One S or the One X?
The One X. I also have that one too. I have an S, an X, and then a Series X.
So that when that came out, I was playing PUBG at the time still. Yeah. When that came out, that was such a competitive advantage in PUBG. It was unbelievable. I was getting killed by people who weren't even rendered on my screen because of that.
You know what? I had buddies of mine, and then we were playing it, and he's like, I haven't had any loading problems.
Yeah, dude.
Trying to load it, and I'm just like, I'm fine.
There's times in that game where you literally land, and there's just nothing. Like, the entire map is blank.
100%.
Yeah, but dude, PUBG was like the original, like, battle royale that everyone was playing, and it was so... As broken as the game was, and probably still is, it's still so fun. It was so fun.
I was talking to a guy at work today actually about PUBG, and he was talking about how people would set their graphics all the way down on their PC because the grass was pretty much not there.
Yeah,
And I didn't know
that's
that.
how you get.
Like, and he told me, I'm like, oh, that's different. And like, if you have a really good graphics card, it's like complete junk in that game just because people can see through no grass if you have really bad graphics.
Yeah, that was the thing. I 100% remember
Nuts.
that. But the reason why I stopped playing that game specifically, I had one match. I have clips from it, but I don't have I wasn't streaming at the time, so there wasn't a full video. There was
Yeah.
a match where I was playing with a couple kids I just kind of met. I think we met that day and we were just playing like regular games. You meet a couple guys, you link up with them. And we got trapped in a house. We fought a squad. We worked our way into this house on the original map. Do you remember? There was like this one house and there were like 3 hills around this one like compound. And all of a sudden, every squad started pulling up there and we got every single circle. So it was nonstop fighting, and there were guys in cars literally circling us like sharks the entire game, and we were like fighting them the entire time, all fighting. And we ended up, it was like just madness. And by the end of the game, we had to get out for the last circle, and there was one guy left, and I killed him. I had like 13 kills. It was like the best game of my PUBG career. And it was just like from start to finish, like the most exhilarating experience of gaming, like in my life. And after that, I was like,
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. After that, I was like,
I've ever won.
After that, I was like, it doesn't get better than this. Like, this is it. This is all there is to it. So I was like, whatever I play now, it'll never top this. So I shut my PUBG off, and I never played it again.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I have not. I don't think I've even. If it's updated, I haven't noticed.
Yeah, I uninstalled
when I'm not paying attention.
I uninstalled. That game was it was interesting. I did play it again. I tried out the new maps when they came out, but that was really it.
I did.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to explain, especially if viewers at home are probably scratching their heads. But it was just like one of the, like, it was just exhilarating. Like the game from start to finish, you're just like, there's nothing that gets better than this. So after that, I was just like, I don't want to play this anymore. Like, I'll never have an experience like it.
Yeah. Because I remember, I think the first battle royale I think I played was PUBG, and then
Same.
I think I tried playing Fortnite, and I was like, I can't build, and I still can't build. But there's a lot of times where it's like, I'll just destroy your structure and you'll fall to your death. But then I started playing. Did you ever play Blackout on Black Ops?
Yeah, Blackout was alright.
That was one of the. I really enjoyed that. And then Warzone came out. I was like, oh, this is really cool. Warzone's good, but it's sad that I'm at Fortnite at this point, and I don't know why. I really don't know why.
The thing with me with Warzone is it's just too sweaty. Like, there's no such thing as a casual.
I think that's what it is.
There's no casual experience on Warzone anymore.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah,
that's
there's times where I can drop into Fortnite, drop like 10 kills, and be good to go. But there's times in like a Warzone game, you drop in, immediately die like it's nothing, and it's like, where did that guy come from?
There's no fuck around aspect when it comes to Warzone. Like, if you're playing Warzone, you have to play to like win, essentially. Yeah. I'm not saying like when we play other games we're not playing but it's like you can do like some dumb things along the way. Like in a game like Fortnite, you can like trap your friend in like a building and like, you know, or
but as soon as you see somebody, it's like, oh, game's on.
Yeah, with Warzone though, it's like, oh my god, like did you hear that? Like, is there, you know? PUBG too. Like, how many sticks and like bushes did you shoot at that weren't actually people in PUBG?
I tell you what, there's plenty of times where I was running and I'm just like, is that a dude?
But
you just like
PUBG, you could fuck around in though. There was a lot of times and places you could screw around. Versus like, I mean, PUBG paranoia was at an all-time high, but it was a fun game. Like, you could always screw around and mess around with stuff. But that's what I'm saying. It's just weird.
Like the vehicles in that game.
Yeah, it's all preference. It's all preference at this point.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like whatever you're into. Because I was like, as I said, I don't really play PUBG anymore. But it's like, I was also one of those people that said I would probably never play Fortnite, and now I play it on a weekly basis. And at the same time, the reason why I play it is I really like the Marvel stuff that they had, and now they got the Mandalorian stuff, and then they added Master Chief. But you know what the tier 100 is for the Battle Pass this season, right?
What is it? It's Yoda,
It's
right?
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda.
Yeah, well, what is his actual name?
Grogu? Grogu?
Yeah, it's something like that.
So I haven't seen The Mandalorian, so I'm not like.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't anyway. So yeah.
Well, that's very kind of you. But
Yeah,
that's what Fortnite's gonna do now. They're gonna tap into like the entertainment industry, and they're gonna take.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they've always done it. That's why they've had so much
what gets them going.
success.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I look at like another game like Rogue Company. Rogue Company, what they're doing now is they have esports orgs, and like every other week, pretty much they have a different esport org skin you could have. So I remember they teamed up with 100 Thieves, so you could have like the characters could wear like 100 Thieves clothing and like 100 Thieves guns. And I know they had a Dr. Disrespect pack where you could get Dr. Disrespect skin, his voice pack, glider, all these things.
Jeez.
So
they had a map for him, I think.
Yeah, he made a map for the game.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't played it since like the beginning of it, but I did hear about the map thing because there was like pictures of him on the actual map.
Yeah. It's the hypothetical arena. So like on his streams.
Where is he streaming right now?
YouTube.
He went to YouTube. Okay, I couldn't remember where he went after Twitch.
Yeah, and no one still knows why he was permanently banned from Twitch to this day.
Yeah, which is really weird. Yeah.
It can't be anything criminal because I feel like that would have come out already. And if it was like,
I mean, he probably didn't show his coochie either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was like a like sexual harassment or something crazy, like he would have been canceled. You would have
heard. You would have heard of that.
From what I'm not trying to speculate, but what I heard from most people like in the industry was that he was pretty much taking unreporting, like he wasn't reporting certain money to Twitch from like ads and certain things. Yeah, because when you're a Twitch partner, you have to report where like most of your money's coming from, and apparently he wasn't doing that. That's what they're saying, and that Twitch wanted to get out of their contract with him because they realized they could still pull big numbers without him, and that they could use that money to sign other talents. Yeah, so it was essentially like, from what I heard, again, cannot confirm, was that, again, I'm not Slasher, so it's not my inside sources or anything, but what people are saying is that Twitch wanted any excuse to get out of the dot contract. And that was what they did, was they said, oh, he wasn't reporting his earnings. I'm sure he had a good relationship with Twitch at the time, but I think Twitch just wanted to save their money or use their money to sign Ninja and Shroud, because that's when Mixer shut down as well. So that's a whole other thing.
I feel like there's way more other people out there that should be banned. Just saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's always going to be an issue. Like, there's people that are getting banned. Like, a female streamer could, like, you know, she might accidentally show her hooch on stream, and then she'll get a 3-day ban, and a guy will break his keyboard on stream and call someone a simp, and he'll be banned for life, you know?
For life, yeah.
So there's this weird double standard going on, and it's not very clear. Twitch is doing everything on a case-by-case basis, versus it being like, if you do this, you get banned for this amount of time, and
I think it's all platforms, though, that have some sort of issue.
Yeah. Well, YouTube actually spoke to people recently about the issues they have. What YouTube was saying is there's just so much content. When they review cases, they have robots do it. And the problem is the robots aren't doing their job because of COVID. They don't have enough employees that are working at the headquarters. And this is from the CEO of YouTube herself.
So Skynet is taking over.
Yes. So essentially what they're saying is their algorithm and their automated systems, essentially, like, they're flawed. And what's happening is when people get banned, the robot will say, no, it's an unreviewable ban and stuff like that. So that's what's been going on. And if you're not a big creator and you can't make a big stink about it, you're essentially screwed.
You're stuck.
Yes. And the same thing happened to Twitch. If you remember when Mixer shut down, so for people that don't know what Mixer was I wouldn't say a rival, but they were a competitor of Twitch.
Well, that's how we met.
Yeah. Well, we can get into that, but
yeah.
Steve and I both streamed on Mixer, and Mixer shut down. We can get into that in another episode. We can dedicate a whole freaking episode to Mixer, bro.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but Mixer shut down, and there was an influx of streamers coming over. But the same day Mixer shut down, arguably one of the reasons it shut down was because of a massive sexual harassment and racial issues that they were having within Mixer's company and with the streamers themselves. And a lot of these streamers were moving to Twitch and continuing their predatory behavior. And many people, including myself, know people who were like personally affected by by some people who were sexually harassed and things like that, and reported it to Twitch. We actually reached out to Twitch. There was people writing essays about certain streamers, and these streamers were allowed to come on, and to this day they're still streaming.
Yeah.
But if I don't know, if let's say just to name a name, let's say Pokimane. If Pokimane went on a stream and said, this guy, you're letting this guy from Mixer come over and like he's been accused of sexual assault, sexual harassment, blah blah, all this, and like here's the evidence and all this, and Twitch still doesn't do anything, that'd be a huge PR problem, and Twitch would obviously end up banning the person.
Yeah, because she's got big enough name over in Twitch now that it's like.
But because
she's always in the news for something, like, you know what I mean? She's always like.
Yeah. Well,
people watch her.
But it's not just her, like any big streamer, not to like point out, call out Pokemon or anything like that. She's somebody that
has a name in Twitch.
Yeah, so if any big name called out anything on Twitch, Twitch would go on and solve the problem. But because it's someone like us, where, you know, me with my 800 Twitch followers, or, you know, not to name names, but one of the people who was sexually harassed by a Mixer streamer has about 3,000 followers on Twitch. Pretty big following. They're not a partner. However, when they came over, I mean, they're like, what the fuck? Like, they don't want to be on the platform, and they're sending people to their chats to harass the person who was sexually harassed, like the other streamer, and they have like free reign again. I mean, it was this whole thing. I don't want to tell someone else's story, essentially, especially if they're not comfortable with me bringing it up. So I don't want to get like into more details, but I'm good friends with a couple of these people, and I could reach out to them, and if they would like to tell their stories, like, they're totally welcome to. And I've also, that was another thing, is I reached out to some of these people who had accusations against them, and I said, like, what do you have to say for yourself, like, when this actually happened? And, you know, I either get radio silence or I get like a fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
But a lot of these cases were actually like it was clear that they were overstepping their boundaries, whether it was through DMs being leaked or actual pictures and videos of them sexually harassing these people. So it's something to be taken very seriously, especially in the internet age today.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah, I mean, I've never been part of anything like that, but I mean, I could picture how bad it could get. I mean, nothing's in person anymore. Anybody has access to a phone anymore. Anybody can get internet, you know? I mean, it's not as hard as it used to be 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to trolling, and a lot of people take advantage of situations too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, how about in your stream a couple weeks ago? We're not going to mention the guy's name because we kind of worked it out with them. But remember that one guy? Oh, I'm this YouTuber. I was playing
Rocket League, wasn't I?
Yeah, that Rocket League guy.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Steve. Like, I'm super big on this platform. And...
TikTok. He said he was a YouTuber and TikToker. Yeah.
But he wouldn't give us a name. Like, he wouldn't give us his channel or anything, and he just kind of like sat there, and I think he just really wanted attention. Yeah, he said he was doing, what was it, a $10,000 Rocket League tournament? Yeah, and he wanted me to participate, and I'm like, there's no proof of any of this. Yeah, and I was in Steve's chat during that day. I suck at Rocket League.
Yeah, I suck at Rocket League. Steve, don't clown yourself. You're actually pretty good at Rocket League.
I'm not that great.
You're pretty good.
Have you seen some of the good people out there?
Didn't you win a Rocket League tournament?
No. Technically yes, and technically no. we won the main winners bracket, and then we lost against the. I think the problem was because we stopped playing and they kept playing. We took too long of a break and we got too sluggish, and I think that's why we lost.
But you came in like you were like second or something.
We got second either way.
But
yeah.
you ended up like
we were first, but we were second after the game was over.
Yeah, like you lost to yourself essentially.
Yeah, that's how we felt about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got so tired. I had a headache at the time, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna suck." It was fun though. I had a blast.
Yeah, but going back to that, I mean, we get people in our chat all the time that are just offering scams, and they just want attention and things like that. And it's unbelievable like how many of these people are, and that it's not like one person. Literally today.
Have you been getting those messages in your chat? Oh, you want to be famous, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, but that's just a spam. That's a spam bot. That's different.
Yeah, no,
I'm talking about
like
actual.
One or two of those a week, and it's like I just immediately just ban the account.
Yeah, I'm talking about actual people though, like people that think that what they're doing isn't
people. Yeah.
It like that what they're doing is okay and it's fine. Like people overstep all the time, and you know me, Steve. Like, I think it's a fair assessment to say that people are intimidated by me. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really take crap, so.
Yeah, like I love everybody, but like I'm gonna call you out on your shit, and if we have a problem,
yeah,
I call you out so we can solve the problem. Essentially, like let's nip it here so it doesn't go any further, so it doesn't build up. And people usually don't want to do that. They either like go away, they disappear, or whatever. So I like to call people on their shit. Cause that guy, the TikTok troll guy, we ended up like talking to him and like we talked it out with him. And right, he's like cool. He comes to your streams once in a while, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've seen him recently, but yeah, he had come back like a couple times after that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, he even apologized to you. He was like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. I just wanted people to like be in my tournament and all these things. And
yeah.
And the funny part is like you even said it. You were like, oh, we would have just played if you asked us normally.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to put on a facade to be like to get people to like you.
Yeah. So here's a DM from today. Actually, this is from today. I'll read this to you. I won't say the person's name because they don't even deserve the 5 viewers of clout they would probably
get
from
you?
this. Yeah, this is to me. So okay. I'm not trying to like pat my own back or flex or anything like this. But once in a while, like if someone needs help with something, I'll just offer my help. If it's something small, like I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it. So I was in my friend's Discord. He's a Fortnite streamer, and he's a fairly large Fortnite streamer. And someone in his Discord said, I need help making a YouTube background. I said, I can make a YouTube background. I said, that's no problem. So I tagged him. I said, yo, message me if you want to make a background. So he messaged me yesterday at 4:30 p.m. I was streaming from 12 to 12. I did a 12-hour stream. I don't check my DMs when I'm streaming. So then he messaged me, yo, again at 9:45. And I said, sorry, I've been streaming all day. I don't check notifications. He goes, oh, it's okay. I told him, I said, I'm finished. And he goes, so can you make me a banner like this? And he sends me a banner. I was like, yeah, I can do that for you. So long story short, work it out. I send it over to him. And I just mentioned to him, you know, I send it over. He loves it. Loves the banner. And I was like, yeah, man, if you enjoyed it, I was like, if you want, you check me out on YouTube. Because he's doing YouTube stuff as well. So I was like, if you want to check me out on YouTube, man, feel free. I wasn't like subscribe or I won't do this for you. Like I just said, if you want to check it out. He goes K. So I can see when people watch my videos. So at the time I saw within that hour that someone watched 4 of my videos, and it was him because he responded. He asked me a question about one video. I was like, yeah, so blah blah. And then it was 1 a.m. for me, so I said, I'm off to bed. I hope you like the logo. If you need reworks or want to change the background, I have the file. It will be an easy fix. Just let me know. So he says K. I was like, whatever. Instead of, thanks or good night or anything. So he messages me today at 7:30 p.m. So right before we did this podcast. And he goes, yo, Nicky. I go, yeah. You think you can help me out? what do you need? And he sends me, he goes, I need $8.
Okay.
And I go, dude, that's not cool, man. I'm like, that's actually kind of disrespectful, I said to him. Because what happened was the video he asked me about, I should have mentioned that. The video he asked me about was my latest video, which was me donating money to Twitch streamers. So I gathered a bunch of bits from watching free ads and had about 5,000 bits. If you guys haven't seen the video, I went around, I threw money at streamers. So now all these like 12-year-olds think I have all the money in the world, which I do not. It was free money. I just wanted to help people out, and I thought it'd be great, like content, good for networking, all these things. And it was like holiday season, you know. I was like, let's give. So
there was a couple times where you sat in my stream and you're like, thanks for the free bits, man.
yeah, exactly. So I go, dude, that's not cool, man. Like, that's actually disrespectful, especially like today. I streamed Fortnite today, and like I said, like there were like 6 people in my chat asking for free skins, so I was tired of it at this point. So he says sorry, and I go, you're not sorry. Now I gotta block you. And he goes, no, I'm actually sorry, actually. And then about a minute after that, he goes, block me, go ahead, I don't care, not my fault, I don't believe. I go, exactly my point, you're not sorry. And he goes, okay, whatever, fuck you. And I go, thanks for the content. And he goes, no, wait. And then I blocked him. but that's like, people don't understand. Like, I read that interaction. I get about 5 of those a week, and this is someone I literally, out of like, again, I'm not trying to sound cocky from this, but out of like the kindness of my heart, just some random stranger, I was like, dude, I'll make you a YouTube banner for free. And it came out really well. I'm actually, there's a couple friends of mine that I'm making banners for because of it, because it doesn't take much time for me. It's fairly easy to do, and if I can help someone out, like, why not, you know?
I was gonna say, I've made all my own.
Yeah. And so
this would take a little bit of time.
So like I said, like, you know, there's someone, you know, there's someone that's like, oh, like, you know, instead of saying thanks for doing this, you're like, okay, like, you're like, okay.
Thanks, Jared.
And then the next day you're asking me to give you money. Like, just off the rip. Like, you just say, yo, Nicky, can I have $8? Like, what the fuck?
What are you gonna do with that?
Yeah. And that was why, like, I kind of subtweeted at somebody today. I don't know if you saw my latest tweet. It says, if you all don't show up to my streams or support my content, why are you asking me for skins and money? If you all were there, maybe I could afford it and help you out. Which I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
Yeah. I mean, there, as you said, there's people that I've had a couple of people show up on my stream. Oh man, I wish I could have that skin. You should gift it to me. Blah blah blah. And it's like, you've never been here before. I don't even know you.
What I say to people when they ask that, I just say, give me one good reason why, and they literally freeze or they leave. I say,
I have a really good example.
My wait, hold on. My one rule. My one rule is, if you give me a good reason why, I'll give it to you. You can ask my mods. You can ask anybody in my chat. That's my thing. Give me one good reason, I'll give it to you. But okay, continue what you were saying.
Yeah, sorry about that. I have a kid, super nice kid, and he's come into my chat. He was a regular for the longest time, and I don't know, I think he said he had to go and get like this certain surgery or something like that. And we were just talking, and this was actually a while ago, but I like gifted him a sub one day, and he just like, dude, that's super cool, blah blah blah. I was like, and he was so happy. He was just, he was so and dude, it's like,
you made his day.
I like doing that for people that are like there and they're maybe down on their luck or something. It just brightens somebody's day. But it's like, if people come in and ask for stuff and you don't even know them, nothing, it's just like,
and the worst part is when people are picky too.
What are you asking me? I don't know you.
You ever get like really picky people? Like, there was somebody who was like, he asked for a skin, and I was actually doing a skin giveaway, and I was in a good mood, and it was like, I said, oh, like, I'll give you a skin. I go, here, I'm gonna send you this skin. I was just in a good mood. I was like, you know what? let's see how these guys react when you say yes. So I go, I'm gonna gift you this skin, and he goes, no, I don't want that one.
It's like
He goes, I want you to wait a week and give it
much?
to me. He goes, I want to wait to see what's on in the store the next day. But yeah, those are, I mean, that's the kind of people. There's no winning with these kids.
Oh yeah,
And they're
there's a lot of
not all of them are kids. You'd be surprised.
No.
There's a lot of adults that do that too.
Oh yeah.
But
There's no age discrepancy on that. I can understand a kid because kids don't have money. I mean, unless they have an allowance or whatever, you know what I mean? But I mean, you don't just go into Twitch streams or go into somebody's, hey, could you get me this? Hey, can you get me this?
yeah, they don't even like make pleasantries with you. Like they'll literally just come in.
Literally are there for like a minute and be like, hey, give me this.
And this is another thing I'll say to them. I'm like, why should I give it to you who have been in my chat for 5 minutes versus the guy who's in my stream every day that's been following me for the past 12 months?
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. And everyone that's in my community backs me up in chat, and they will literally say, it's like, if you follow Fries, you would know he does giveaways all the time and gives stuff away to people all the time. Like, all you have to do is be active in my community. Like, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, eat his fries, man. Eat his fries.
Well, yeah, you heard about my video game stream a couple weeks ago. I gave away all my old video games from like retros to modern games.
Oh, no, I didn't actually know about that. No,
I had a box.
been there.
I had a box full of games that I was giving away. I like a ginormous box. It had to be like
Old box of porn.
It had to be like a 4x4 box. Okay. And it was full of games all the way from the Game Boy Color to the Xbox One.
Jeez.
So my viewership numbers were insane, and there were people asking for games. I said to people, the only thing is I'm not paying for shipping. I'm giving you free games that are worth lots of money. We're looking up the prices. I was like, the only thing, I'm not paying for shipping. So you got to pay $5 to $15 for the games you want. I'm going to write your names down. So
yeah,
I start showing the games, and people are going, oh, I want that game. I was like, all right, I was like, all you got to do is just PayPal me like $5 and I'll send you $80 worth of games. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like you could trade it in at GameStop probably for like close to that much. And people were like, "Oh, well, I don't have PayPal. Can you do Cash App?" I was like, "Yeah, I have Cash App." Or they'll say like, "Oh, well, can I just like mail you a check or some shit?" I'm like, "Bro, like just get PayPal or Venmo or Cash App. It's not that hard." I'm like, "How do you donate these bits to streamers and all these things?" Like it's the same thing. So, like I said, people.
Use your daddy's credit card?
People want me to like inconvenience myself when I'm literally giving away like stuff that's worth a lot just because I'm trying to clear space in my house because there's no space in here.
We need to do that in our garage. We're starting to accumulate a lot of stuff. I told Heather, as soon as spring comes, they have like a day where they put a dumpster down at the end of town. I'm just gonna go fill that bad boy.
Admitting to some illegal dumping.
She can go in there too. I don't know.
Just some illegal dumping.
Yeah, just take Heather and just leave her in the trash. What? I didn't say that out loud, did I?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, dude. It's just it's crazy out here. Like, so one of my mods
it's hard
actually
out here for a pimp, right?
What?
It's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah, it's tough out here for a pimp, bro.
When you're trying to get the money for the rent.
But Steve, I gotta tell you, man, like streaming it's mentally and physically exhausting, dude. Going into it, I didn't realize like when it came to managing relationships with people and random strangers and people you even know on the internet. It is exhausting, dude.
It's not easy. That's why I don't take it as serious as I probably should. The only reason I really started streaming is because I gamed like every single night. And I was like, maybe I can make a little cash and make some friends and do something, make something out of it, you know? And look at me now. I'm doing a podcast with Nickyfries.
Nickyfries. I miss all your South Park buttons that you had on your old
Oh
on
my
Mixer.
god, on Mixer?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were fun.
But
You could
yeah,
always come in and just like spam them.
that's why I started streaming too, dude. I was like, I just want people to play with. Like, I just want to find people to play with. I was like, if I'm streaming, people are just gonna come find me.
Yeah.
And like
I
now,
do feel bad
everyone I
because
know
there's
I
friends
met.
of mine that I don't talk to as much anymore because I stream. And it's like the bad part is I've become more of like wanting to stream than actually being a gamer, and it like bothers me because I'm not a big streamer at all. I'm far from it, and it's just I feel like I put the stream before myself sometimes
Yeah, same.
because there's a lot of games that I just want to play, but I'm like, oh well, people know I've been playing this, so. But Rocket League, that is my main like game. That's the game I really like looking forward to on Wednesdays. And I mean the game I've been recently playing is Cyberpunk, which I know a lot of people have gotten a lot of shade on it, and I'm like I'm enjoying the game. But yeah, you know, there's tons of games out there that I still have Breath of the Wild, and I still need to beat that. I have Horizon Zero Dawn. I have God of War. I haven't even touched these games yet.
Oh my God, Steve,
Yeah,
you
I
got
have
you got a lot of shit to do.
I'm what we call, you know, that kid that like wants all these games when they're a kid, but they can't get them, and now they have adult money and they just buy them and never play them. That's this guy. My God of War copy had the plastic on it for more than a year.
No way,
Yeah, I
dude.
bought the game like a couple months after it came out. Had plastic on it until probably about 3 months ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I finally put it in, and then I put it in and played it a little bit, and then my biggest problem is I'm more like an Xbox guy. So my PlayStation will sit there and collect dust.
And
But I
and
told myself if I put them in front of my face and I see them more, I'll play them. I really want to go back to what is it called? Animal Crossing, because I started playing that when like quarantine started happening, and I look at all these people's worlds now, and I'm like, you can do that? I was like, that's crazy. These people have like cities, and I have a forest.
dude, but that's the thing. Like, you'll find a game and you'll say, oh, like this would be a good game to stream, or like maybe this isn't like a good game I should stream with, or like maybe the stream won't like that, like my community won't like that, and that's something like I run into a lot.
Yeah.
When I played NBA 2K, that would bring the most toxic side out of me, dude. Like my viewers in chat were getting nervous, and the new people that were coming into the stream were actually like just as toxic, and it was getting real bad. So like altogether, like I've stopped streaming that game. You'll
I was gonna
never
say
see me
I
on
have
there.
one more thought, and we should probably wrap up. But
Yeah, yeah.
hey, what was it? Oh, I was gonna say like I'm not one of these people. I can see many people that I talk to. They rage like when they're streaming and playing games, and it's like maybe that's why I don't have the viewership that I do because I'm not somebody that gets like I don't get mad. I don't get mad in video games. I don't know what I don't know why I don't, but I'm not somebody that like gets into it that much. At the end of the day, it's a video game, you know? I mean, I can't control everything that happens, but at the same time, it's like, why am I mad about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see me rage specifically on a game. Like I'll freak out. Where I'll be like,
And controllers are $60. No way, man.
no, like I'll be like, how are my shots missing? Like, are you kidding me? But 5 seconds later, like that'll be fine. But the only time I get mad is like if I'm playing with people and let's say you'll see this a lot with me, and a lot of people get like we get into arguments about it all the time. But people like to screw around. Like if we're in a battle royale, like early on in the game, like you're screwing around. But if there's 3-4 people left, like why are you like, hey, look at me twirl in a circle?
Right, yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
dude, like
getting
what the hell? And
focused
we'll
up, man.
die. And I'll be
Focused
like,
up.
what the like? I'm not yelling, but I'm just like, dude, well maybe if you didn't twirl in a circle, we would have won. And people like just get like mad at me for it, and I'm getting mad right back. I'm like, dude, but the thing is, I'm not like holding a grudge on people when it happens, and the problem is a lot of like viewers think I am, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you gotta just chill out. Like the other day, literally last night, we're playing Minecraft, and I'm not gonna name names, but this person likes to screw around a lot.
Steve.
No, it
Remember that
wasn't.
time when I put plants in your house?
I do remember that. See, but those are innocent pranks. We were exploring, and we are about 10,000 blocks away from where we usually are, and we are gonna camp up in this town and create a highway back.
Yeah.
But what happened? This person ended up like they kept killing each other and they kept spawning in this area. So we were all messing around, and this guy had a bed that was floating, and I went over there, I chopped the bed off, and he tried to kill me. I'm not gonna die because I'm like a high level. I had all this loot. He tried to kill me, and we fought back and killed him, but he didn't have a bed anymore. So he spawned all the way in the beginning and lost all his loot. So
oh, that guy got me mad.
we instantly offered, like, we're like, yo, we'll bring your loot back. Like, don't worry about it. And he's having a freaking tantrum, dude, on stream. Like, on my stream, having a tantrum. And I'm like, I'm not gonna feel bad for you. Like, I'm offering to bring it back, and you're not responding. You're cursing. You're doing all these things. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. You know. So that's all. Like, and I offered to bring it back, and I still brought it back, and still getting the tantrum from it. And I said, I'm not dealing with it. If you want to come apologize to me, you're welcome to. The stream will probably be out. We probably still won't be talking when the stream comes out. But if you want to come over and apologize, bro, come right ahead. We could work through this. But like that behavior is not welcome in my stream. Why can't we be friends? Yeah, exactly. Why can't we be friends? All right, Steve. We are pushing pretty far into this podcast. I don't know if you want to wrap it up right now.
I think it'd probably be a good idea.
All right.
Probably a good idea.
Thank you everybody for watching. Yeah, we love you all. Hopefully you come back. Hopefully episode 1 wasn't a complete dud. Just remember, this is our first time doing it, so we're learning the ropes.
If you enjoyed it, make sure you sub.
Yes. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. Yes.
And if you want to see us live, we both stream on Twitch.
Yes. You want to drop your our socials. Check out the socials in the about section below. And make sure to check us all out. And thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for wasting probably a good hour of your time.
Peace.